The government needs to shut down baddies. I saw a post on Twitter that said the government needs to shut down baddies, and it had a video featuring something called Baddies on Wheels, which is a show on some network that features women in wheelchairs actually fighting.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good today, man. We got this beautiful sister telling us why certain networks such as Zeus, certain shows, I guess, that's on Zeus, I don't know how all that stuff works, but she's saying that there's certain shows, man, that has a lot of black folk in it that needs to be canceled right now. And she gives some examples as to why, right? And I agree, right? Because it's getting wild, right? The way Zeus Network has everything set up and the baddies only, because I think that's what she's talking about, it's just mighty wild, right? The fact that I was even at my job and you got there's this girl, man, she's a white girl, right? Now I'm talking about preppy as I don't know what. Like, if y'all can see a picture of her, like this, she would look just like this girl right here. But the fact, man, that she sat here and said, "Oh, do you be watching baddies?" Now, I don't watch that stuff, right? The last time I watched something as degenerate as baddies was Love and Hip Hop. And last time I watched that, man, was back in high school. It was my senior year in high school. Once I went to college, I wasn't even able to take a TV. I didn't even have a PlayStation. So everything that I watched was on YouTube, right? So that was cut out my life, which I appreciate, because that shit was corny, right? Because once again, man, the biggest reason why I jumped off of it, I got tired of, after every episode leading into the following week, they sit over here, they about to fight, and then as soon as they about to fight, they end up breaking it up, leave a cliffhanger. You sit over here like, okay, well, shoot, I hope they scrap it out. Next thing you know, come that Monday, they end up doing what? They don't even scrap it out, right? They don't even scrap it out, right? Like I said, they leave you on a cliffhanger, and then next thing you know, the following week, you think that they're gonna fight, they're not gonna fight. Somebody end up breaking it up. It just got corny to me, right? And it was just the same thing over and over and over. It was very scripted. Zeus Network and baddies, they take it up a notch, right? They take it up a notch. They allow these women to fight, right? It's hockey up in there, and it's just very degenerate. But let's just go ahead and listen to what she has to say.
The government needs to shut down baddies. I saw a post on Twitter that said the government needs to shut down baddies, and it had a video featuring something called Baddies on Wheels, which is a show on some network that features women in wheelchairs actually fighting. And I'm just like, yeah, enough is enough. We laughed at it all year long, but let's stop making this type of content popular. I'm so over this idea of content being attractive women getting drunk and fighting each other. On the other hand, I think that what Kai Cenat is doing with content is absolutely incredible. Kids don't want to be lawyers and doctors anymore. They want to be influencers. They want to be Kai Cenat, and I'm not mad at it. If you have a child in your life, if you know anyone in your life that wants to create content and they appear that they want to be serious and they want to take it on, I would say support them. Kai Cenat started out doing skits. What looked like just a timeless hobby that he was doing has now transformed into something much greater. Kai Cenat is not only the biggest streamer, but also the biggest influencer in the world. Watching him consistently up his content, you're on stream with everyone from G Herbo to Chris Brown to Nardwar. The Jabberwockies popped out. Like, I think that everyone needs to start backing content like this because it's organic, it's authentic, and it works. It's also free. I'll be damned if I pay Zeus Network like it's pay-per-view just to watch some girls fight. I think not.
Now, of course, there are a few things that I disagree with. But for the most part, let's attack the first thing, right? Let's attack the first thing, because that's what I like to do. We like to attack the points. We like to attack the points, man, in order, right? Just so we can, once again, attack everything. Just so we can address everything. There's no stone left unturned. As she stated, the government needs to shut down baddies, because now we're sitting over here allowing women to sit up. And, of course, we see who is sitting in a wheelchair, right, for some clout, right? Got a bunch of independent sisters, right? But he's sitting up here, man, punching on each other, doing all this extra stuff. Now, of course, I'm gonna blur it out, but they sitting over here punching on each other, doing all this extra stuff for what, right? For what? For some views, for some clicks, man. And it's sickening. We don't have no self-respect. And my only thing for this sister is, how can you sit up here, right? You're saying, man, listen, it was funny up until the point, man, we started to see some sisters hit each other in a wheelchair, right? Because now we just over here just trying to cash grab. Now we're just trying to cash grab. We didn't reach a breaking point, man, where women were losing respect for themselves, right? By fighting, sitting over here doing all this extra stuff. It started with Blueface when he had his little show going on and you had all those girls fighting. We didn't draw the line then. We didn't want to say, hey, hold on, time out. We were just laughing about it. That's really how Krishan Rock got big in the first place, because she was on Blueface show and all she was doing was fighting. I mean, but when she fights, she can fight. The reason these shows even exist is because of Love and Hip Hop, because of what we have allowed with Love and Hip Hop. And once again, it was fun at first. Once again, it's still very degenerate. You know, hey, once again, you know, that's something for a lot of us to really watch. And I get it. You know, once again, I enjoyed it. But at some point in time, it's just like, hold on, man, where do we slow it down? Another thing is, why won't they just adapt, Hollywood of, what was it, Housewives of Atlanta or something like that? Well, why couldn't they adapt something like that? I mean, they might as well adapt that. Where you have sisters, man, who have some self-respect. They gonna argue, but they're not gonna be sitting over here trying to snatch their hair out, fighting, doing all this extra stuff. So then she says, hey, well, let's pivot. Why don't y'all go ahead and why don't y'all be more like Kai Cenat and what he got going on, right? And once again, it's harmless, right? And it's for the kids. You know, they ain't sitting here, he's not sitting over here fighting. They do a lot of degenerate stuff as well, but once again, man, they're not harming anybody. They're not doing stuff, man, that is giving black folk a bad name. Now, once again, they do, but don't get it wrong. They have their moments, right? They have their moments where it's just like, brothers, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing here? But for the most part, man, they're not promoting stuff like Love and Hip Hop. They're not promoting stuff like Baddies and Zeus. But the thing is, man, I think this is really going to be a doozy for this next generation, because once again, as she said, hey, everybody wants to be, want to be jumping into content creation, and everybody want to do this and everybody want to do that, blah 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 blah. Which once again, it is easy money. Once again, it is easy money, but we need doctors. All right, we need some doctors. We need lawyers. We need these people. We need people. We need medics. We need nurses. We need all of these people, right? So once again, I get it. You got your content. If this is easy money, you can easily, definitely, if you have a hobby, you can monetize it. Get to it, right? Get to it. But once again, man, we can't sit over here and act like we don't need doctors and lawyers and police officers and all of this, because once again, we need somebody teaching our society. We need teachers. We need somebody, man, who is able to take care of the society, who's able to, be of assistance, man, if somebody's hurting, right? Who know how to resuscitate somebody, man. I mean, once again, man, we can't just negate necessities, right? Because it's easy to sit over here and make some money, to jump on the internet and and this, that, and third. I mean, once again, it's very easy to ask. It's very easy to do, but once again, I think we definitely need to be pushing kids more into, hey, man, we need to learn a trade, number one, but you also need to learn, hey, push a child being a lawyer. Really shouldn't be pushing this content creation stuff on children, man, until they're in high school, right? Until they're in middle school. Once again, unless they find a hobby well before then, right? But for the most part, man, some kids don't really find too much of hobbies other than just playing around and doing whatever. But I mean, you give them that creation, they can make something happen. I mean, but that's just me. Let's go ahead and read these comments, right? So the top comment says, cancel the network Zeus also. Someone else says, yes, it's very low vibrational. Someone else says, you have to download a specific app and pay to watch. Just don't watch it. Someone else says, they will never shut down a platform that blacks tear down each other, unfortunately. Someone else says, Zeus needs to be canceled as well. It is too ghetto. Then someone else says, you have an option to watch or not. Go ahead on somewhere else, right? Then someone else says, I do not agree. Zeus gave you baddies. It was up to us people to decide what to do with it. Zeus doesn't endorse any other show copying their blueprint, so why would they bear blame? If y'all wasn't so consumed with other people's business and what's going to make you go viral, shows like this wouldn't exist. Then someone else says, she is correct. I agree with her. So once again, man, I mean, hey, I agree. It definitely needs to be canceled. But as this lady here said, what's her name? Lady May. Well, I don't know. Anyway, man, going back to that comment, man, she makes a very great point. We choose to watch this stuff, and once again, she's probably the same one who watched the stuff as well, right? So once again, I mean, this is our black culture, right? This is our culture. This is what once again, this is what we encourage, and it's only women who are watching this stuff. So I mean, hey, look, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know down below. What do y'all think? Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.